Hello, my name is Connor Budney, and I'm an occupational therapy student who recently watched the movie Alive Inside. This movie takes us into nursing home facilities around America, and they show the clients that are in the home and show the workers and show us how effective music could be at helping people with degenerative memory disorders such as Alzheimer's and dementia. Watching this movie really moved me in a lot of ways. It showed me how powerful music can be, especially for people with these terrible illnesses like dementia and Alzheimer's. Music isn't just a sound, it holds memories, and it holds some of the only memories that these people have left. It can remind people of who they are, who they've loved, and where they came from. There was a moment in the movie early on when a man named Henry, he had severe dementia and he needed help with all of his activities of daily living. And when he had the music on his ears, he suddenly came alive, hearing his favorite song for one of the first times in who knows how long, 50, 60 years. He was singing, he was moving around, dancing, and he just was able to remember everything that he had forgotten. Even though so much of his memory was gone, the music, it was able to bring him back. He said himself that the music gives him the feeling of love. And I could tell that everybody in the room was so happy for him, and they loved him, and they loved seeing him back energized, and his daughter saw him, and she just lit up, and it made me so happy. The film also showed me that music can reach parts of the brain that nothing else can. In these nursing homes and these care facilities, patients often lose their independence and even their dignity. They don't get to make many choices anymore because they're being taken care of, supervised, and looked after pretty much 24/7. But the music that they listen to gives them a sense of control. Near the end of the movie, and also at the start in the interview with the First Lady, they asked them what their favorite song was. And being able to decide the songs to listen to just is one of the things that really rejuvenated them and brought them back into their old way of thinking and made some of their old memories flood back into their head. Another takeaway from the movie is they said that medicine, it often quiets the patients down, but music is able to wake them up. While the medicine, it slows down their brain, and maybe it slows down the deterioration of their memory. Music is one of the only things that's able to bring back all the happy memories and all the good times that they had before they tragically forgot. While watching the movie, I and also the two people that were talking throughout it and with the camera and bringing the music to all these people, they kept wondering why music isn't a bigger part of the healthcare for people with dementia. They said that our healthcare system focuses so much on fixing the body, but it completely neglects fixing the heart, fixing the soul, and just fixing things that are important to the person instead of just what the world thinks should be important. I related this a lot to occupational therapy because it's such a person-first profession. So many of the models we learned about last semester have the client and what they want at the center of them. And just taking into account everything about the client, not just their physical well-being or their mental health, just taking into account what they want and helping them get what they think they need instead of just doing what we think is best for them ourselves. It really makes you wonder why we're always so quick to use medicine, and there's so much money and funding going into things such as developing new vaccines and coming up with other ways to help people get physically better. But something as simple as music is such a far-fetched idea to people, and it takes so much convincing to try and get people on board with this new strategy of helping people. Another moment that really stuck out to me was when Denise, who was a schizophrenic patient and bipolar, she listened to one of her favorite songs. She was very reactive. The nurse explained that she's very happy at times, but then it could just switch in an instant. And just as happy as she gets, she could get even more strong emotions of anger and frustration. And Denise, she was using a walker for the whole 5 or so minutes that we first saw her, and she was asking questions about the music and what the iPod was about and like how it worked. But when she put it on the headphones and she was hearing her favorite song, she was dancing around. Like a woman who uses a walker for 2 years of her life, she can't get anywhere without it, and suddenly she's listening to this music and it brings back such happy memories that she's able to put the walker aside and dance with someone. That is just, to me, it's really as much evidence as you need for your case that music is one of the best medicines out there. It wasn't just emotional, it was physical. It physically made her better. And so many people are quick to say that music isn't going to be helpful and it's a waste of money to put funding into these things because it's not actually going to help the person get better. But the psychology of hearing your favorite song obviously has correlation to how willing you are to dance and get up and move around. And I just feel like if more people saw that, then it would be way more likely to incorporate music into these people's lives. Through hearing the music, people in the nursing homes, they started sharing stories they hadn't told or even remembered themselves in years. Memories that seemed lost to not only them, but their family members and all of their loved ones. They just came flooding back. As said in the film, the music was like a back door to the brain. Being able to put these sounds in people's ears that they're familiar with just brings back all these happy memories that everyone thought were lost. Everyone needs a connection to the outside world in some way. And the implementation of all these nursing homes really just shuts the elders off and these people to so many things that have a chance to make them better. And for these elders, music, as it was said in the film, that it was kind of like a bridge in between the people who couldn't remember their past and the outside world that everybody wanted them to be a part of again. It reminded me that even when memory fades, the capacity for love and joy is still strong, and everybody is worthy of loving, everybody is worthy of giving love. And just because some of these people, they need help and they're dependent on others to fulfill their activities of daily living, they're still capable of loving and being happy. And another thing that this film really made me think about was how different American culture sees older people. In American culture, adulthood is seen as the best part, the pinnacle of life, where you have the most things going on, you should be the most excited, you're always looking forward to being an adult and making your own money and just being independent. But in so many other cultures, elders and older people, they're respected as keepers of stories and keepers of songs and keepers of just all tradition. And the film brought this up. They said that locking them away, locking the old people in America in nursing homes and cutting them off from society, it's pretty much locking away a piece of who we as not only Americans but humans are. These people have so much to tell, they have so much influence in other cultures, but for some reason we see that decline in life way earlier than it ever should be. There are so many ways that the ideas presented in this video represent occupational therapy. I went into this assignment looking for ways while watching the movie that the methods could make occupational therapy better. And I was surprised to see that so many of the things in this film that they were trying to showcase were already present in the profession of occupational therapy. I think that putting an emphasis on the person and individual's needs is so beneficial to just promoting the wellness of all clients that we encounter. Music is such a personal thing to so many people, and by utilizing it more in interventions with clients and patients, we would be able to unlock such a special bond. Fixing the heart and soul of the patient is something OT tries to pride itself on, but I think we can always go one step further at helping people. I'm extremely grateful for this film. I feel like it provides so much insight and awareness towards the group of people who have been forced into silence for so long. Thank you for listening to my reflection on the film Alive Inside. I heavily recommend watching it if you haven't, and try to remember that everyone in the world is capable of being loved and giving love, even the ones who are sometimes quiet.